Hello, I'm going to talk about inclusive self-care as wellness at CU Boulder. My name is Altna Bhatia, and I'm part of the continuing education and the economics department program. And we're going to look at self-care as a strategy to wellness for students, faculty, and staff. So basically, self-care is our infrastructure, not extra credit. So why does self-care matter? We have stress, burnout, and isolation that's affecting students. It's affecting faculty and it's affecting staff. Self-care involves intentionally taking actions to care for your physical, emotional, and mental health. And this is important because it helps us reduce stress. It improves our mood and it enhances our mental resilience and better cope with adversity and illness. Self-care encompasses a wide range of activities which do tailor to individual needs. And some may indulge more in physical activity or in healthy eating. Some may need more adequate sleep or nurturing social connections and practicing mindfulness. So we're going to look at all of these resources at CU that are available to CE faculty, especially. Wellness is a shared responsibility, and CU actually now has really strong resources offered to students, faculty, and staff for wellness. You could get started at www.colorado.edu/health, which contains a bunch of resources that we have been exposed to before, which is Office of Victim Assistance, the Red Folder, which all faculty and staff are trained to know the contents of, and students' resilience programs and so forth. But we have CAPS and Academic Care Life for students. We have WorkWell, Comm Center, and faculty and staff assistant programs for faculty and staff. We have trainings on Percipio, and I actually found 3 collections of LinkedIn learning trainings on mental health as well available to CU faculty and staff. Lately, I've also seen in my email, practice difficult conversations with Casey, which is a AI. So I actually did log in to practice with it. And it made me role play as a project manager, which is very different from my role as faculty. But I think it is a good tool if we could get there where we could practice some difficult conversations before we get too stressed or worked up about it. And I would be also remiss to mention that we also have access to Sleepio to help with sleep. There's also this launch at WorkWell at CU, which is again addressing faculty, staff, and students. It has a big umbrella of programs, which has Learn Well, which is workshops and wellness summits, just Live Well, which is the counseling services, Comm Center and flu shots, Move Well, which is free fitness classes, Connect Well, which is a available app, and Work Well Teams. And especially, I do want to give a big shout out to the faculty and staff assistant program, which is not just available for counseling on one-on-one, but also does offer a lot of group programs and workshops that may help with this. And the same goes for the CAS, which is the Counseling and Psychiatric Services, which is available to the students. Now, the Comm Center is the Contemplative Arts Learning and Meditation Center, and it's trying to bring more opportunities for meditation, yoga, guided journaling, emotional awareness, and basically a wide variety of contemplative practices for our campus community. WorkWell did offer a mindfulness series over summer, which they're offering again in fall. And I did take it this summer, and I found I didn't take all of the classes. I attended most of the sessions, and I found it quite useful because it talked about breath work, recognizing, and basically addressing our stress responses as they're rising. So it was a very useful series, and they are planning to build on this mindfulness series in the spring. They also have a health and wellness summit, November 12th to 13th. So I'm guessing there's going to be more programming and workshops coming our way. You can check them out at colorado.edu/health/workwell, or reach out to them at workwell@colorado.edu. Now, aside from this big umbrella of resources, I spoke to a bunch of liaisons and sent them emails and pestered them with questions, and were sweet enough to reply back to me. So let me talk about some of the resources that I think are very useful in helping us identify systems to address problems as they're beginning. So the very first one I want to talk about is the student resource that we have at C Advising. And C Advising say that they're a low barrier to advising, basically because they're a very unique advising model, which is open to any student, not roster-based. So it doesn't need to be a C student. And appointments can be scheduled almost instantaneously, even 1 minute before. So this makes it a very low barrier entry point for students hesitant to reach out anywhere else. And students may be more likely to open up to an advisor than they would be to a faculty member. They also have an Intro to Success coaching, which is like a 15-minute program that they feel is very underutilized and is not meant just for students in academic distress, can be used for anyone, and it could make a big difference if students use this earlier. They also piloted a group coaching program last year, and they're going to build it into the resiliency program. Students will enroll in Education 1500, which is a 1 credit course. They will get group coaching as part of it, and they'll have access to peer mentors and a peer wellness coach. The course runs for the first half of the semester, and then students continue their learning and discovery journey by joining the group coaching in the second half of the semester. Students who complete all the program metrics also receive or are eligible to apply for a $1,000 scholarship at the end of the semester. So this is a highly underutilized resource in their own words. They're also starting a 8-week Zoom group meant to have a safe space for neurodivergent adult learners. Intake will be required for this, and Michelle Paglini is the contact person on this. And I think the flyer for that program is attached here, and I'm sure they'll be sharing more information with us closer to the date. The contact information for C Advise at colorado.edu or advising services on their website. The other one is, of course, the Student Academic Success Center. We used to know this as case management before. They've had a slight change in what they do, but in their own words, case managers are a steady point people, and they are accessible anytime for almost any concern, not just for crises. Disability Services provides accommodations for students which they need for their learning success, but they also help to promote the success of students with not just disabilities, but basically to the benefit of all learners. They also have moved just beyond providing accommodations into providing peer circles. They have a space now called Access Plus, where students can go hang out, but they also can interact with their peers who may be navigating certain difficulties in their learning journey as they are because of their similar conditions. They do have fall workshops. They have a note-taking, study strategy, reading techniques workshop coming up in September, October, and November. They do also offer 15-minute workshops on accommodations and inclusive strategies to help faculty integrate UDL and disability communication into their courses. Their contact information is dsprograms@colorado.edu or dsinfo@colorado.edu. And again, their tip for success was the sooner we can identify and start a student on their success journey, the better it is for everyone. So again, knowing where to refer students to go if we think they need this additional help is a great resource that we have on campus. Now let's switch to faculty. I personally think Center for Teaching and Learning is a great resource on campus, available especially uh, to us teaching faculty folks, because it gives us a place to go and talk shop or talk strategies and talk concerns about what we may be going through. They do a lot of workshops, they do a lot of sessions on various issues, especially AI right now. They are also starting a faculty well-being and resilience community of practice this fall. Their concern um, or the need, why they felt the need for this committee is that they feel that departments and individual instructors are rarely making time to openly discuss burnout and resilience. And faculty should be encouraged to have these conversations together rather trying to manage these in isolation. Now they are also trying to develop a CEPIO course and probably launch it by 2026 to conduct department trainings. They have a lot of micro credentials already in place that faculty and graduate students, so basically teaching who can access, and the person to reach out to for any concerns is Kalpana Gupta at colorado.edu. All right. I would be very remiss if I did not mention that one of the things that helps me stay sane is a training that I did with the HR learning and development team called Getting Things Done. This is offered by CUHR, and it is $218 for the course with the materials. And you can actually revisit the course later on without paying $218 again once you have the course materials. And Getting Things Done, I think, is very good at helping set boundaries and basically disconnect more fully from work. They have a lot of practices. I don't use all of them, but I use just enough that I feel that it has helped me establish slightly healthier boundaries in clearing out my inbox, in trying to reduce my stress and manage my workload a lot better. The contact for these programs are Perry Longley, Lauren M. Harris, or Jenny Taylor. So, in talking to all these people and my research, what are some of these wellness and self-care inclusive practices that I came up with that are not just for the neurodivergent? What is that something that everyone keeps talking about all the time that we can take with us from here? So the first one that came up in terms context of teaching, both for the health of the student and the teacher, was have a clear, consistent syllabi and communication norms. Just be very, very clear in what you are expecting from the student. Have some structured flexibility built into your course, like you may drop one exam, you may drop one problem set, you may give deadline tokens so students can if they have life happening to them, there's an easy way for us to manage that late work coming in or that extension that may be required. And most importantly, that we need to normalize the use of resources. We as faculty need to be able to share our own practices with our students and model this self-care for them. So in closing, embed resources in your syllabi, in your meetings, if you meet with students, talk to them about it. Highlight workshops and programs early. And I think this is, applicable to all. The sooner we know, the sooner we can put it into our schedules and budget time for it. And then I think we should invest not just in mindfulness tools, but also in efficiency tools like Getting Things Done, tools that help us balance our work life and help us set better boundaries and take better self-care. Thank you.